All right, so it shouldn't be possible to come across so many takes talking negatively about Victor Wembanyama. Like this is out of hand at this point.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
All right, I'll be completely transparent in saying, and I do this with all videos, I have not seen this. So I'm just going off of what I read here, and I'm just assuming, you know, before watching it, that it's either bad faith or it's just a bad take. Either or, I don't agree with it, at least what this is saying right here. But we'll listen to it. Maybe contextually, it's a little better than what it sounds like. But it sounds as if what they're saying here is, well, Trey Murphy saying in particular that he would take Chet over Victor Wembanyama. And I just don't. I'll give you my thoughts on it in a sec when we actually listen to it. But before we do, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. By the way, just bring this up, you get free shipping on orders that's 80 plus. You just use the promo code at checkout. So it's not going to automatically do it. You do have to put in this promo code at the end. But if you guys want to support, the link is there. I'm actually catching up on some orders this week. So quite a few people should get a tracking number by the end of this week. And if you didn't, then you're going to be in the next batch. But if you guys want to be next in line, there's plenty of merch here. At the very least, just go check it out and look at the designs on there. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I do like Channing Frye, so maybe he's going to have some pushback, but let's see what they're talking about here, y'all.
Right now.
Oh, wait.
We had this argument. Who would you take right now for 1 year between Wembanyama or Chet?
For 1 year.
1 year. So it's not like, oh, in 3 years he's going to be this. Who are you going to take?
Okay. All right. So contextually, it is a little bit better than I thought. All right.
I'm probably gonna take Chet.
That's what I said. I was like,
Why?
Chet has a little bit of grit to him. You can tell that he isn't. You can tell he isn't soft. That's the easiest way to say this.
Yeah.
He plays with like a sort of tenacity that bigs need, and then also he's very skilled and like he's a little more polished than Victor is. And I feel like he shoot the ball better. So
and
overall,
aggressively.
yeah,
aggressively. Chet
exactly.
ain't playing around.
No, not playing at all.
Chet is a hooper.
Absolutely.
Is the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
Chet is like, I want to just go play.
Yeah.
They're like, no. You take your tall ass and just go work out.
And he's got
exactly.
a year. And he's got a year under his belt. Very similar, Ben Simmons, these guys, Blake Griffin, these guys that get a full year. He's going to show up, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a chance at Rookie of the Year.
You also got to look at that team.
Can I just bring this up? His swag is so immaculate. It's always so immaculate. I mean, I'm not saying this condescendingly. Like, I really do mean this. I want to dress like RJ. Like, he dressed so well, dude. I got to do better.
Too, like they needed a big last year. Needed rim protection.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be great for them.
Oklahoma City's done a great job. It's like they have all these picks, but then almost everybody that they picked in the last 2 or 3 years, they're like, damn, look at the development. Bang, bang, boom. Like, all them dudes.
Big bang, boom.
Okay, so contextually, it was not as bad as I thought, honestly. So if we're just going based off of the two players right now from what you've seen, and this is, coming in, you got to take into account that these guys, or maybe Trey Murphy, he didn't actually watch Wemby in France. I think RJ did. Like his notion that Chet is way more defined in his game, and he's already developed his game a little bit better than Wemby's. You can make that argument. Honestly, I've watched both of them. I will say with so much confidence that I don't think that there's anything that Chet can do that Wemby can't do better. Just being honest, on both ends of the court. If you want to talk about size, if you want to talk about mentality, this is one thing that people bring up often, just like when we were looking at those OKC guys with their podcast. People bring up the mentality of these two players, and the comparison always seems to be that Chet is a killer and Wemby isn't. And that's not necessarily true at all. I mean, if you go off of testimonials alone when it comes to Wemby, everyone brings up his mindset. Like, yes, he comes across as very humble and a nice kid or whatnot. And I understand if you only see him in the mainstream, that's kind of how you feel about it. But if you kept up with this channel at all, we've talked about it so many times, how his previous coach in France said that he reminds him of Kobe Bryant with his mentality. I watched it, And yes, he is very clutch. When you really need him, he just blows up. Go back. I encourage anybody that's watching this, go back right now, and I bring this up often. Go watch his game in the G League. His first game in particular. Both games, but the first game in particular, when he went against Scoot Henderson. And one thing that you'll notice, even if you just go off the highlights, one thing that you'll notice is when the fourth quarter hit, he turned it up a notch. Both ends of the court, he became a completely different monster. So I think that a lot of people have the notion that Chet is more mentally a killer than Wemby right now and all this good stuff. And don't get me wrong, Chet is good. Like, he is really, really good. Like, I really like Chet, and I think he's going to have a fine career in the NBA. But these two are not comparable. Even if we're talking 1 year, I would still take Wemby, but I understand people wanting to take Chet because he does have that year under his belt, and that's going to help him tremendously. And right now, you know, he is going to look pretty impressive. And I think that it's going to be a race between him, probably him, Scoot, maybe one of the Thompson twins, and Wemby as far as trying to get that Rookie of the Year award. And hey, I power to him if he gets it. But I just personally think Wemby's better in all facets of the game. I mean, I really want to know what you guys think, because do you really think that there's anything that Chet can do? And I'm talking right now, okay? I'm not talking down the future, because it sounds like contextually all these guys would agree that they would take Wemby future-wise. At least that's how the question was framed. But I will say with a lot of confidence, I don't think, like right now, I don't think that there's anything Chet does better than Wembanyama. And I know he has way more experience than him, and he does look really, really good. And you got even a bigger sample size of him this year than you did Wemby thus far. So I get it. I understand. I won't argue with that. I really did come into this video thinking that it was going to be worse than this. But yeah, I understand their viewpoint, but I would take Wemby. I just don't think there's anything that he can do better. I mean, he's a better. I mean, Wemby, as far as like Chet, I just think he's better passer, better defender. I think he can guard more positions than Chet, just being honest. I just don't think there's anything better. So I don't know. You guys let me know though. Anyways, I get with you guys later. Till next time. Bye.